The Alliance of Edens is making its way to the planet Lendard, defeating a multitude of dragons along the way. But with not just the forces of Ziggy, but 2 Oratian says Galactica, all confined to one place, do our heroes have what it takes to take this evil machine machination down for good? Let's find out. We got a cover page with a very serious Moscow in the snow. That's chapter 183, Lendard. Interesting. Oh yeah, Halbera's giant battle mech suit, because she can't shoot for shit. Okay, so our heroes have made their way into the Lendard atmosphere. Shiki says, so this is Lendard. Rebecca says, it really is all machines. Wise says, it's like a factory. Hermit says, Shiki, Rebecca, Wise, and Homura, you all head for the planet's core. Elsie, I hope you'll join them. Homura says, understood. Elsie says, all right. Sister says, Jin, Klein, and Laguna, you're with us. We're killing giants. I love that. And they cry out, you got it. Hermit says, we have to defeat Crow and stabilize the outer frequencies before we can summon the chronophage. Holy says, you say defeat Crow like it will be so easy. Hermit turns back to her and says, can you pilot a night gear? Holy says, I have had the training. We do have night gears with the midnight, you know. Hermit says, you saw Warrior May 95, right? I'm guessing the night gear on our ship are all higher performance. Hermit's being a little bit cheeky. It's just like, I know you have night gear, but ours is better, obviously. Holy says, and you'll let me use an Eden Zero's night gear? And Hermit, without missing a beat, says, you're treated like a member of the crew. Shiki's orders. Much to Holy's surprise. Hermit says, you did background checks on us, so I researched everything about your past, too. I know what Crow did to you, what he took from you. And Holy looks shocked. Hermit says, with resolution, you should fight. You can only conquer past humiliation by doing it yourself. Jeez, what did Crow do? And Holy, obviously shaken but still willing to get the job done, says thank you. I'm happy you're willing to help. God, that really does make me hope she doesn't betray them in the end. Meanwhile, on the planet Lendard's surface, there's some cover fire, ground artillery coming up to the various different ships from the Edens. Shiki does his best to blow up a few. Wise questions, so where's this core you're talking about? You keep talking about. Homura in her night gear slashes through various different defenses, and she says, based on its name, I presume it's at the planet's core. Pino says, it appears to be underground. Happy says, that's perfect, let's go underground, assuming we can get past the anti-aircraft fire. And here comes Elsie Crimson and her ship. I'll let you handle the airborne enemies. Shiki and I will go underground. Shiki says, yes. From here on out, it's hand-to-hand combat. Pino says, setting a beacon at our destination. Going down. Alright, they're all going in. And Rebecca on her crafts thinks to herself, I am going to summon the chronophage and make it eat all of Lendard. Where I go, the chronophage follows. Where I went. But in her deep thought, she's not hearing someone calling out to her, Rebecca! Ooh, she's winged. Shiki cries out for Rebecca. Pino says, Miss Rebecca Starfighter, she's hit. She's gonna crash. Shiki pops open the hatch of his craft and says, not if I can't help it. And he tells Pino to wait for him at the rendezvous point. And as Rebecca's fighter goes down, Shiki goes diving in after it, speeding up thanks to his ether gear. He manages to catch up with the ship, but there's a lot of damage. The whole ship is smoking inside. Rebecca looks to be unconscious. Shiki gets the hatch open, but sees an error going on. It's gonna explode. He just barely manages to leap out of the way. And flying through a massive explosion, Shiki touches down hard on Lendard. Hermit cries out to Wise, Rebecca's fighter is damaged? What happened? Wise says she was hit. Shiki went to rescue her. How are her vitals? Sister says, looks like she's unconscious but unhurt. For now, I'll set a beacon at the point of her fall. Pino says, Master told us to wait for them at the rendezvous point. What should we do? Hermit says, comms are still live, right? Sorry, but I'm going to have to let you use your own judgment. We've got our hands full trying to take control of the airspace. Not the best situation. Meanwhile, Pino, Wise, and Homura have all managed to touch down. Wise is trying to get in contact with Shiki. Shiki, do you read me? Shiki, still clutching onto Rebecca, says, yeah, I read you. Rebecca. Happy, are you okay? Rebecca, a little shaky, says, sorry, Shiki says, what a relief. Rebecca says, where's Happy? And then he just says, pops up and says, I'm fine. Rebecca says, I'm sorry, I spaced out for a second. Happy asks, are you okay? Rebecca says, I am now. What about the others? Shiki gets in contact with Wise and says, Wise, we're fine. Here. Wise says, Rebecca and Happy? Shiki says, they're not hurt. You? Wise says, I'm standing by with Homer and Pino. I don't see Elsie anywhere. Pino says, following her indicator, she appears to be acting independently. Shiki says, well, I don't think we need to worry about her. Anyway, let's meet up. Can you get over here? Wise says, let me check the beacon. We're on our way. It might be going down like I thought. Elsie will be the first to get to Ziggy, but it won't turn out the way we'd hoped for her. We see Elsie making her way through the bowels of Lendard. She says to herself, Shiki, I understand your plan, but Ziggy is one foe I must take down myself. The one who saved me, who taught me the importance of the family we find in our crewmate. The one who has gone mad. He's completely out of control. I can't stand to see him like this any longer. I swear I will be the one who... And as she steps into a bright room, no, it's no room. It's like a castle. A castle with machine walls surrounding it. And these weird mechanical tubes just plunging through it. As if the castle was in the way of the machine planet's progress. It kind of almost looks... I might be wrong, but is this Elsie's old homeland? It can't be, can it? It is! I'm shocked that I remembered that. Did Elsie mention this before? Did Justice mention this and I just didn't remember? And Elsie views a fountain where she and Justice, or James, used to play together. Remembering her saying to a young James, I know, James, let's kiss. And James said, how can you suggest that, Princess Elsie? And from within the castle steps Ziggy. The kingdom of Lendard was once the most prosperous planet in the Kaede cosmos. But behind that prosperity lurked a human struggle for supremacy, an undying obsession with arms development. How does it feel to be back home? Princess Elsie Lee Lendard. Son of a bitch. I don't know why I assumed Crimson was her actual last name. To a technical degree, it's not in fairy tale. Ezra Scarlet isn't her last name. So why would Elsie Crimson be her actual name in this series? Son of a bitch. Elsie Lee Lendard. God. So Ziggy set up an entire robot factory here. Or was this just simply what Lendard turned into? Elsie looks up to her former father figure and simply says his name with bitter vitriol. Ziggy. Ziggy looks down on her. Figuratively, literally. Pick your choice. And he says, Lendar's weaponeering eventually became a threat to the entire Kaede cosmos. Even as young as you were, you had misgivings about it, and you handed your kingdom's secrets to others. All you wanted was for your mother and father to stop their brutality. But what resulted was war. Lendard was destroyed. Wow. So Justice wasn't wrong in saying that Elsie was a traitor to her kingdom, but only in that she wanted to stop the violent actions of her parent, and all it led to was more bloodshed. Poor child. Elsie says, I had no idea you were using my fallen kingdom as your base of operations. Ziggy says, this planet has revived as the homeworld of mechanical beings. Frankly, I have no lingering affection for this wretched rock. Wait, no, that's Elsie saying, frankly, I have no lingering affection for this wretched rock. But I refuse to let you have it. That look. And Ziggy says, to think you will be our first sacrificial victim. This universe truly is fascinating. Yeah, as much as I want to see Elsie really give it to Ziggy, I don't see her living through this. But would the chronophage consuming Lendard lead to something good or something bad? Because if the planet has that kind of history, what if it moves back to a time when Elsie was still alive? Oh, man. Yeah, I don't see Elsie making it out fine. And something about the way Happy was just kind of forgotten for a second here. I don't know, I've been feeling like Happy is being forgotten more and more as we go along. Like there's just times when Happy isn't around and you just completely forget about him. Like, oh yeah, where's Happy? I wonder. Man, that ether gear though, jeez. Way to take after your mother, Homura. In the best way. I'm guessing, though, we'll have Wise's team meet up with maybe Dead End Crow, and Shiki and Rebecca will meet up with the Mother of Dragons. At least if I had to hazard a guess. If it doesn't work out that way, my other guess would be that Homura's team meets up with the Mother of Dragons, Holy goes after Dead End Crow, allied with the rest of the crew of the Eden Zero, and it's Shiki and Rebecca who make their way to Ziggy, just in time to see Elsie fall at his hand. But with the fact that the chronophage is coming to this planet, I wonder if a younger Elsie will be saved, maybe? That's the thing about time travel, is like anything could happen with something like the chronophage running around. Like, could we end up with another Wise situation? Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. And if you like this video, feel free to subscribe, that way you don't miss out on the next one. Or don't, I ain't your daddy, but I still love you like one. And until next time, I've been Duuz-Diz-Din, and I hope to see you in the next video. Until then, bye-bye!